Okay, kids, let's go.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. Thank C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Yours was better.
Good Day Galaxy, Rogue Squadron, back at it. I'm Mopar.
Commander. That's R2D2.
R2's back at it again.
He's always been at it, dude. Ever since the very beginning. Like, forever since the very beginning.
He did take a real long nap during episode 7, though.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow R2D2 is still here.
Somehow.
I watched Star Wars for the first time in a long time, not including Mando. I mean the Star Wars movie.
Which one did you watch?
Phantom Menace.
Okay.
It's very good.
I watched the
I like it
beginning
very
of that
much.
movie a lot. It sucks because I'll like throw it on.
It doesn't
and
suck, actually.
It sucks that I don't have time to watch the whole thing. Because I'll put it on and I always get to like through Naboo. And then I get to Tatooine and I'm like, fuck.
I love Tatooine.
I do love Tatooine.
In that movie.
I'm just saying I don't have enough time to watch the whole thing because I want to see the pod race is what I'm really angsting for.
Yeah, so my mom and all of her friends went out for St. Patty's Day and got totally shitblitzed.
I've been there. I've been there.
They browned out and everything. So I was just chilling, watching Gia, put her to bed, and I turned on Phantom Menace. Plugged in my surround sound.
Yeah.
Let her rip. I got about halfway through. But then, surprisingly enough, Mrs. Commander and I were out the other day, sat down to have a beverage, and Phantom Menace is playing on the TV in the bar, and it is like right where I left off. So I watched the second half of it.
Meant to be.
So, yeah. Solidified as one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
It wasn't before.
No, I'm just extra solidified every time I'm a little nervous sometimes when you watch it. You're like, man, is it going to slip down? But no slippage.
It
No
has
slippage.
nonstop. For people's complaints are like, trade disputes. Like, dude, it starts off with 2 Jedi landing and their ship exploding and them having to escape to the nearest planet, which is under
Siege. Yeah.
How does that? What? How does that like?
They have plenty,
I'm so bored.
Yeah. There's plenty of council chamber meetings in the New Hope.
Yeah. I like it.
The Imperial Center when I was over this. So
Invasion.
It was just good to watch a Star Wars film.
Did you? I shared that. I feel like this is like. Hello.
That's much better.
Hello.
I'm just kidding. You need more or less?
I was gonna say more. Now I can hear myself. Yeah, there. Did you watch that little video of Jar Jar saying? I shared it to our Tommy Boy and Patrick Lee's.
Oh, you refresh my
Jar
memory.
Jar.
What did he say?
They land on Coruscant, and Jar Jar and Anakin are in a speeder,
A cup.
and they fly off. Like literally, they land, they meet Palpatine, and then they're in a speeder right then and there, and they're flying off to wherever they're going. And Padme's behind them, and Jar Jar says something along the lines of, like, Padme, she's back there looking hot. And you're like, wait, what the fuck did you just say?
Really?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it again.
No, I never noticed it.
I was like, this has to be a deleted scene that
Jar Jar's horned up, dude.
he's prepared.
He'd never seen the humans of Naboo. Now he's, getting some strange. He's ready for it. Then he becomes a senator. You know what they're doing in the chambers.
Here, I got the audio
Chorus
here.
can't.
The queen's being grossly nice, Mr. Things. Pretty hot.
Oh, yes.
Pretty hot. Like, did Jar Jar just call it Padme hot?
Huh. Yeah, I've noticed that before, but for some reason I never thought it was like
Directed at, like
she's hot, dude. I don't know. Maybe they were talking about. Maybe I thought he was talking about like Tatooine or some shit.
or Anakin was talking about her tits earlier, and he was like, yeah.
9-year-olds do often talk about that.
Yeah. I was 9.
Before they know what it means, they talk about it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then they know what it means, and then they talk about it much more often. No, that's funny.
Pretty hot.
Jar Jar, there's always something new to uncover, you know what I mean? I was bitching and moaning at our friend Steve from Avenge of the 90s. I said, hey, maybe this year we'll finally review Phantom Menace together.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
Nah,
I got a great idea. Maybe we should review Phantom Menace this year. And I said,
that's a great
I
idea.
have an even better idea. Let's do an episode on Phantom Menace.
Let's do episode 1.
We've been talking about this for 3 years in a row.
Hmm.
We did CKY, but we never did. We never did Phantom Menace. So hopefully soon. You know, May 4th is gonna come up on our asses pretty quick. Actually, it's like 6 or 7 weeks away. So
I was, I know I told you this weekend, but I was pleasantly surprised. I had one of my bosses in recently, and we went over our top 5s. And he's an OT guy, but he still definitely has appreciation with everything that's new. His biggest hate lies in the prequels, but he still loves like Rogue One and some of the new stuff. And our top 5s were the exact same, except for I had Solo in there, and he had episode 4. But my surprise was he had episode 3 as his second favorite movie, and I was like, geez.
most prequel haters do have episode 3.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
He's like, outside of like some random dialogue, it's the best movie. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that point of view.
There's not really any other Star Wars films that make me tear up. When I'm watching Order 66, when I'm watching Anakin, I hate you. It's like, Jesus, dude. Like, there's so much that happens at the peak. And like, what peak? How many peaks does episode 3 have?
Nonstop.
Dude, it starts off with Dooku getting
Total peakage.
beheaded in front of the Emperor. And you're like, what is happening?
It's peak from start to finish. Let me say peak a couple more times.
Sparks.
I get teary at Rogue One as well. I watched that one that came back for theaters before Andor came out.
Yeah.
I was just like sobbing at the end a little bit.
Yeah,
Good,
I
dude.
can feel
The whole-
that.
Like you got sad tragedy of all the main characters dying, and then you also just have like you almost get teary-eyed at how epic it is. The Death Star visuals, and then Vader just shows up and blasts everything, and then he's standing on the edge of that broken bridge looking into space as a Tantive 4 flies away. And it's like, God, dude.
Well, it's like so much exhale of emotion. Like you're watching all these people die, and the Death Star's there, and Vader's there, and everything's going wrong, and then right at the end you get a little with Leia, and you're like, oh my God, that's it. This is it.
A little bit of fan service there.
I'm okay with them putting Leia there. I really wish, I still do wish that they just left her zoomed in on her back.
Yeah, have her face the other direction would have been nice. They already kind of went hard with Tarkin being recreated. They didn't have to recreate Leia as well.
Right.
But
it doesn't piss me off to the point where I don't, they need to fix it, but it's like, I probably would have.
I'm not going to boycott Star Wars or anything.
I've already done that.
We do that every week.
So obviously you guys, we're going to be catching up. We didn't record last week, so we're going to be catching up on the last 2 Mando episodes.
Episodes 2 and 3. Snoozer and a bruiser.
Yeah, I mean, I don't 100% agree with that, but I understand you.
Well, that's good. We can argue about it.
We got our draft. We're slotted for our draft. It's going to be Pokemon themed.
Yeah. Because we've been having the itch to play Pokemon again.
I rebooted up. Well, I've had my Switch charged and ready to go. I carry it with me when I'm traveling, and I almost never bust it out. And I thought I've just been in such a Pokemon theme, and I'm like, you know what? I put on Indigo League for my kid this week.
Yep.
I'm like, you know what? Let's just background stuff.
Yep.
So I finally used the cradle for the Switch. What do you even call that?
The dock.
Dock, thank you.
It's put on the TV.
I've never used my Switch on a TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's not why I bought it. I have an Xbox. It's plugged into the fucking TV.
Yeah, but it's Nintendo stuff.
You're right, but I bought it to travel.
I know.
But this was the first time I threw it up there, and the controls are a little weird. My Pro controller's fucked. I don't know. I've used it twice, and it just won't charge.
It's messed up.
It won't charge. It won't work while it's not plugged in. I left it plugged in all day and thought it'll charge back up. Nothing. As soon as I unplug it, it dies. So I got to get a new one. I don't know. I definitely there's I have to be in a mood to play the Switch, but when I'm in that mood, almost nothing can touch that. It's like when I'm in a Star Wars mood.
Yeah.
Star Wars is fucking it, and nothing else fucking matters.
Star Wars is fucking it.
Whether it's Mario, Pokemon stuff, or I still haven't even played Breath of the Wild, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I have it.
Maybe if you got used to it on TV, you would be more likely to play it.
Well, that's just, like, I could sit there and play my game on TV and then continue that fucking game.
Yeah.
While
as you
I'm
walk around the
it's
house
like
and go take a dump.
Well, I'm just saying when I'm traveling, you shit kick.
You can do
That's
both.
what
You
I
can
know,
poop
that's
or
what
you can
I-
travel. You can do either one. That's
Oh,
the beauty of the
man.
Switch, man.
Yeah. No, it's a great system.
I know what you
too.
mean, especially when you're playing a Pokemon game. Obviously, like that's Game Boy generation where it originated. So being handheld just makes more sense. But what I really liked is that you really only need like 3 buttons in Pokemon.
Yeah.
So you can just
Play with
put on
one.
the TV, take one joystick, and like it's the most casual,
Yeah.
relaxing game. You could just lay down on the couch and just like beep boop.
Yep. I
Got 'em all.
was kind of fumbling
Nice.
with that
It's really nice.
because I'm playing Let's Go Pikachu, so I have the
Oh,
updated
good.
one.
Good.
Um,
I think I have Eevee, so let's fucking trade and shit.
that's all the same Pokemon.
Is it?
Yeah, you start with Eevee. I start with Pikachu.
I don't know if that's true.
I'm wrong.
Well, thanks for admitting it. I'll chat and I'll look.
The one part of the gameplay I don't really enjoy is you don't battle the Pokemon. You just launch.
You don't battle wild Pokemon.
I almost like that part of the grind, like to weaken them and then catch them. You don't like that part?
I don't hate it. I mean, obviously that's where you spend 80% of your time in like the originals. But it did. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to play the OG, and then I start walking north of Pallet Town and I have to fight 47 Pidgeys,
Yeah.
and I'm already kind of getting exhausted. I think there's enough trainer battles that keeps it interesting, that catching the wild Pokemon without battling is okay.
I think it sounds dumb. I think it's kind of cumbersome to have to like pretend throw the Pokeball every time I want to. I don't know. I know
you don't have to do the motion every time.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh.
That's
You just
like
press-
an added thing.
Oh, yeah. Then I'll just want to press the button.
Yeah, you just, wherever the circle is, you press A at one point and then press it again at another point or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, I also like the small little details that they added where you can have a tiny Growlithe or a fucking massive Growlithe, and they added some details along that, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that game. See, I play Pokemon for the grind. I like leveling up my dudes. I like evolving them. I like choosing the new attacks. I
do to a point.
Battling. That's the reason I play. I want to find this Weedle and make it into the most deadly Beedrill I've ever seen. That's what I want to do.
I think you're right about the Pokedex, by the way. I think they're the same. I agree with you to a point, though. Like I said, the original ones are nostalgic for me, but they're so raw in the mechanics that it was really a grind back then.
Well,
and I've done that grind like 40 times now.
The extremely annoying part of the old ones is when you're walking through a cave and you keep fucking triggering Zubats. And you're like, dude,
Zubat. Paris, Zubat.
I
Zubat.
just want to get through this fucking cave.
Yes.
So I get that. That's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
But
no, I feels like they padded it with more trainer battles. So like you're still battling a really good amount.
Yeah.
It just removes a bit of the monotony, which I'm okay with.
I never thought there was too much monotony in the old one though, because I felt like every next gym that you had to battle wasn't like obnoxiously higher.
Yeah.
Level wise. Like you play Misty and she might be level 20 Pokemon. And then you get to Lieutenant Surge and he might be like level 28.
Yeah.
And it's like that's within reason because I got to travel there and my Pokemon are probably going to be around 25 by the time I get there.
Yep.
So I just need to bump them up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
No, it's I all the ones that I've played are Red, Fire Red, and now Pikachu. So they're all the same fucking game.
Exactly.
So
that's the beauty of it.
I am ready to branch out. What's going on, man?
I'm not, but I support your desire to do so.
Mr.
We got
Conway.
Conway and Witch Hunter in the chat. Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
He says Sword and Shield is great, and he said Scarlet and Violet was all right. One of our buddies is loving Scarlet.
I think
right
Scarlet,
now.
yeah, and he's trying to get us into it. I've been arguing with him for like a decade about anything past Gen 1. I mean, whatever. Like, maybe I sound like a shitter, and I
You do.
sound like an OT fan.
You do.
But I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I've made peace with that. I'm like,
But the idea is,
interested in
does
that.
it matter? Like, that you're battling a Toyota Corolla or like a Pidgey.
100%.
The game itself's still the same.
Not for me. The Pokemon themselves and like their aesthetic and their types and evolutions and everything are like the biggest part of it for me.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind it.
it's fine. I'm not going to go out here and boycott all the new Pokemon. But that doesn't, like, my brother is 13 years younger than me. His first Pokemon game was, I think, Gen 3. So for him, those are the original Pokemon. You know what I mean?
I wonder what,
It just matters what we started with.
I wonder what newer kids, younger guys,
They are newer.
are how they feel about the first gen. Like, are they like classic in a bad way? R2.
Sorry, R2, your mic fell over, dude.
I wonder if they're classic in a bad way. Like, they look back and they're like, oh, these are so plain, and it's like, oh, Pidgey. That's literally just a bird.
I guess that's why I liked it, though.
Pidgey's a bird.
It was
Pidgeotto's
like
a larger bird.
A couple steps away from actual animals.
Yeah.
So it's
Except-
okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy to play the same game, every couple years. Because I'm not like, it's not the same experience or vibe as like Elden Ring. Like, I want to get into Elden Ring and it's brand new and I'm seeing everything for the first time. That's a totally different thing. For me, I'm just trying to like catch a Haunter and tap into my nostalgia for, a dozen hours or so. And
Gotta
then
get
be done with it.
the specs. Gotta get the specs, bro.
Specs.
Remember the specs?
Specs.
In the Ghost.
Specs?
I swear to God, it was called the specs. Something specs.
Sylph Scope?
Is that what it is? I thought maybe it was you had to use a certain spec to see. Because when you first walk into that haunted tower,
Just says
it's
ghost.
literally a ghost, and you have to go get some specs or something.
No,
and
it's called the Sylph Scope from the Sylph Company in Saffron City.
Hmm,
It lets you see the ghost Pokemon. And then you go back to Lavender Town and catch your Haunter.
maybe there's something else I'm thinking of. Probably
That's
mixing it up.
The biggest bummer of it is that Haunter's my favorite, and I can't catch him until about halfway through.
Yeah.
Not that there's not other great Pokemon to use, but I'm saying. So you
It
chose
is
Pikachu.
That's the one I wish the variety of Pokemon early on changed. I really wish it was random. I mean, it makes sense that you're from this area and that's where Pidgeys and Rattatas live. Like,
Yeah.
okay, but why does it have to be the two weakest fucks in the entire game?
I don't know, dude. Pidgey, it can get pretty beastly.
Yeah, but there you can't catch. Yeah, well, okay.
I have one grievance with this the remake. Let's Go, Eevee and Pikachu. You can't evolve the one that you start with.
Really?
Maybe that's what I was thinking when I said we should trade. So, like, you have Pikachu in yours.
Yeah.
You cannot evolve him into Raichu. It's just like Ash in the show. That will be Pikachu
that
forever.
Sucks.
And I got Eevee because I was like, oh, fucking sweet. I'm going to level him up and do Jolteon.
Yeah.
They can't. Doesn't work. So you have to catch an Eevee and trade it to me for me to, like, get those 3 extra Pokemon. And
You
then
can't
I
catch an
have to-
Eevee? You can't catch an Eevee?
I don't think so.
Weird.
Otherwise, I would have already. So I have a game where I just got to Mewtwo, and then I just couldn't catch him to save my life. So this was last time I played, like 2 years ago. So I'm just going to start over.
Do it.
I'm going to go set it up tonight, charge it up. It's in a box right now, but I'll charge it up. Well, let's do our draft now since we're talking about Pokemon.
I'm fine with that. Who do you want to... For who goes first, I am thinking of...
You can go first as long as you don't take my dude.
I doubt I will.
I mean, just don't.
I don't know who your dude is. Oh, Haunter.
Yes, you know. Come on, bro.
Oh, I'm
Come
not.
on,
Yeah,
bro.
Haunter's not on my list.
Okay, good. Then I'm happy to let you go first, as long as I keep my guy.
My list is probably going to surprise you a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Except for maybe this first one. I'm going to go Zapdos. This is my number one.
Okay. Yeah.
Zapdos, I can't deny. He's probably the coolest Pokemon to me.
I feel that. Yeah, the fact that it was always such a weird one. I mean, he's badass. Just look at him. But the fact that he is strong and weak against himself was always such a mindfuck when you're a little kid.
He's weak against electricity?
He's not, but I'm saying like in general, you're trained to be like flying is weak against lightning.
Oh yeah.
But then he's a lightning flying, which
Yeah.
is just the oxymoron.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's like a fire water Pokemon.
It makes sense that it doesn't make sense. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's weird. So Haunter obviously is my favorite Pokemon of all time, and I can't not pick him first.
So we're doing 6, like we're building a whole crew here.
Yeah, it's normally 5, but you know.
Okay, this is where it kind of goes off the rails a little bit. I'm actually gonna go one of the coolest beasts out there. I'm gonna go Nidoking. What a fucking
Going the Giovanni route there.
terrifying savage.
I never liked him, and I never liked bothering with freaking Nidoran.
Nidorans suck.
But then when you get to the end and you face Giovanni, it's like, oh god.
Yeah, fighting a devil
Yeah.
horn thing.
Stomp you and poison you and horn drill you and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm going to go for my next one, Alakazam.
Fuck, you took mine.
Always loved the Psychic and the Ghost Pokemon. And I got like part nostalgia. I'm part pulling from like who I used to use in the game and also part pulling from some of my favorite cards from the original deck. And I love the Alakazam card.
Yeah.
So Haunter and Alakazam so far.
Okay. Fuck. Well, I guess I have to go. I'll go Gengar. I'll take Gengar at 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm okay with you taking Haunter because I like Gengar a little better. I think Haunter looks a little cooler, but dude.
I mean, Gengar is technically stronger Pokemon, but I will never evolve my Haunter. Ever.
Yeah.
How dare you? Lapras is next on my list.
You know, that's a solid pick. I've never been a huge Lapras fan, but I know they can get super powerful.
Yeah.
And when you're talking water Pokemon, it's like Blastoise, Lapras.
Yeah.
Let's fuck around.
It was always kind of a sleeper, and then I'll tell you actually what changed my mind, funnily enough, is Jared, shout out to Jared, got my daughter a Lapras plush. And I was like, fuck. It's like a turtle dinosaur
Dragon.
Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, it's a Loch Ness.
That's fucking awesome. And
Yeah.
it's ice and water. It's cool. And you surf on that motherfucker. It's awesome. So yeah, Lapras is awesome.
I need some elemental stuff. I got my electricity. I got my ghost. I got my poison grass.
They're all elemental.
Yeah, it's true. I'm gonna go with Poliwrath.
I thought you were gonna pick him. Her.
I've always liked Poliwrath.
Yeah, dude. Fucking hypnotizing.
Dude, he's like
puncher.
a fighting water gun. Like,
and psychic. He's got a little psychic.
really? I don't remember that. I guess
so,
that makes
'cause
sense
that's
with the
is hypnotize your bitch ass.
hypnotized.
Yeah,
look at
dude.
my shit. Look at my tits, bro.
Still tits on there. It's one big maze.
Get it?
All right, I got a couple I could pull from here. I'm really torn between.
I'm gonna guess your next one.
I have 2 fire types that I cannot decide between to save my life.
I'm gonna break the mold here.
By cutting in front of me?
No, but let me
Okay.
guess. So 2 fire types. Charizard.
No.
Oh, okay. Is it Growlithe or Arcanine?
Yeah. One is Arcanine and one is Ninetales.
Ninetales is another cool one.
I
So
think-
I don't have any fire types, so you're clear on both of them.
Interesting. I think I'm gonna go.
Oh, you don't have like a Moltres?
No, I had Zapdos on my list, but you stole him. I think I'm gonna go Ninetales actually.
Yeah, Ninetales is cool.
I like Arcanine, the fact that he's a giant dog, but I don't think he was as good in the game as I always hoped that he would be.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. So we'll do that. We got Haunter, Alakazam, Lapras, Ninetales. Okay, we are on to 4.
No. Well, yeah, you got your 4th, so I'm on the 5th.
Yeah, sorry.
Now the pronunciation of this one kind of varies, but I'm gonna go Kabutops.
Okay, yeah.
I was looking at maybe oh my god, my mind's going blank. The flying ancient dragon dude.
Oh, Aerodactyl?
Aerodactyl. That sounded wrong, but yeah, you're right. Aerodactyl. I don't know why that's not clicking in my head. Yeah, I was considering that, but I think Kabutops looks fucking crazy to me.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like a ancient Scyther, and I love Scyther.
Yes. He's like a fossil with Baraka hand blades or some shit.
Yeah,
It's
you
awesome.
can't fuck her.
All right, so I have in my remaining little backup on the bench list, I have a lightning, a fighting, a ground, and a dragon type.
Ooh.
And I'm trying to kind of narrow it down here.
Well, I'm gonna.
Don't break tradition.
I've got a water. I don't even know what this one would be. That's crazy. I don't even know what. I assume a ground, and then an electric still in my back pocket.
So yeah, since I don't have an electric at the moment, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go with Raichu.
Ooh, he was on my list.
Yeah, Raichu. It's funny how much they focus on Pikachu in the series, but
Raichu's a fucking badass.
dude, it's so like you never would think a stupid electric mouse would be cool, but man, he's savage. And I'm actually gonna cut them out because I picked her. Okay, all right.
I'm gonna switch
This
it
is
up.
it.
I'm gonna switch it up right at the last second,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hand you. I'm assuming he's on your list.
Maybe.
I'm gonna switch it up and actually hand it to you. I'm gonna go Tauros as my last.
Interesting.
Tauros.
right, all
Tauros
right.
was always really cool. He was the one that I was like, is he ground or fighting?
He's normal.
He's fucking livestock.
He's beef Pokemon.
He's beef Pokemon. That's fine with me. You know, and I did actually learn, maybe this played into it. I learned that in the first gen games, Tauros statistically is the strongest Pokemon in Red and Blue.
Really?
Yeah, with speed,
Just
special
raw
attack,
stats.
and raw stats.
Huh. Just get 6 Tauros.
Yeah.
Stampede everything for real.
Dude, how terrifying would that be? The one I handed you, if you want to use him, was Gyarados. He's high up on everybody's list.
I like him. It's too easy of a choice, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of where I went.
And patience is a virtue, but I was never fucking around with Magikarp, dude. Screw it. I think I got Gyarados once in all of my playthroughs.
Dude,
of the
but that
originals.
once.
I know. I know.
You're like, fuck everything.
It's Gyarados and missing no. That's all you need. Oh, dude. Primeape is my last one.
I like it. I like it a lot. I was considering Ninetales. I was considering Primeape. You know, if I didn't have Poliwrath, I probably would have done like a Primeape or even like a Hitmonchan or a Hitmonlee.
Yeah, Poliwrath covers you on the fighting side.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's literally got boxing gloves. And he can
Hell yeah.
water gun.
So does Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan's got a skirt, too.
It's true.
So the two that I had on my bench that I hadn't picked from was Doug Trio
Yeah.
and Vileplume. I've always
That
loved
was
Vileplume.
Yep. Wow, we were a lot closer than I thought. Vileplume was in the back of my head. I didn't even write her down or him down or whatever, but yeah, they're really high. Like if you get a strong Vileplume, dude, you're
Yeah.
unstoppable.
I think that's another one where there was a card of her in the original set, wasn't there?
It was in the jungle set,
Okay.
and then later on you could get Erica's Vileplume, which was the demon
That's right,
one.
That's right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you have the Kabutops and you were thinking about Aerodactyl. I've never had good luck with the fossil Pokemon.
Honestly, me neither.
In the
That's
game,
more
I mean.
that's more looks.
Totally, yeah.
Because there's some like random ones that are still really cool. The ones that I didn't, I thought one of us might have taken was Dragonite.
Dragonair was on my list. I've always liked Dragonair.
Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite. Yeah, Dragonite looks kind of dumb because he's just like a fat dragon, but he's also fucking massive.
Yeah, he's huge. Well, yeah, in the show, he's like Godzilla.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I've always thought Dragonair was pretty cool, but Lapras is similar, so.
So the biggest surprise here is no one took Mew or Mewtwo.
That's like,
Yeah, I hear you. That's why I didn't take him.
we're going to play Star Wars. Who you want to be? Oh, Emperor Palpatine.
Exactly.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow I've won the game. Yeah, no, I agree.
But no, I get you. I mean, Mewtwo's cool, but yeah.
I like more interesting Pokemon. Like if you would have said like Chansey, I would have laughed and then been like, no. But still, like I get it.
No, Chansey and Clefable and Jigglypuff, they can all get fucked.
So the ones that I've always really liked that like I've considered, dude, it sounds dumb, but like a fucking badass Kingler
Yeah, King was cool.
Devil Crab, Cloyster.
Golduck and Golbat were
Yes.
also
Marowak.
possibles. Marowak
Will
is
fuck your
always
day
awesome.
up. Golem. Dude, there's some massive stuff out there.
Dude,
Golduck, you're right. Golduck is terrifying.
There's not a lot of bad Pokemon in the first set.
Yeah.
Chansey is like pointless. It's a nurse. And then you have like Porygon and Ditto.
Sandslash is a fucking
And I don't
demon,
like
too.
the fucking ostriches or
Yeah,
Execute.
Those are the ostriches are lazy.
And Execute and Exeggutor are stupid. But everyone else in the whole first batch is so good.
Dude, I'd go to battle with a fucking Clefable. I don't care. Okay.
Not interested.
Honestly, all the bird ones kind of piss me off. Like this Pidgey's fine, but it is basic as fuck. And then you're like, oh wait a second, Spearow. It's a Pidgey with angry eyes. And you're like, dude, chill out.
They're two. They're two.
How does
similar.
one have Pack and one not? Shut
Right.
the fuck up.
Gust versus Peck?
You know what's also amazing about our list? No one picked Charizard, Venusaur, or Blastoise.
I thought about those.
Basic again.
Yeah, I think when I was a young man, I
Young man.
I would keep my starter Pokemon all through the whole game. And as I replay it, I'm just trying to get a couple more here and there. Like I have a couple hold steadies. Like I almost always have a Primeape and a Haunter. And everything else, see what I come across. I kind of make it up. Snorlax was one that I was thinking about too. I always liked Snorlax.
Yeah, I like him too, but still. Yeah. All right. Starmies.
If I were to pick one of the Chars, it would actually be Charmeleon. I always thought Charmeleon, like he's like a teenager Charizard.
That's what all of them. Wartortle.
Charmeleon. Well, obviously, yeah, but he in particular kind of looked like teenager Groot, kind of. He gave me that vibe.
Yeah.
Although he would set his ass on fire. Good list, man. Now what we got to do?
A champ.
Write this down, and we have to get all of these Pokemon. in
Battle.
Let's go, and then we have to duel each other. I don't think we can duel,
See,
actually.
so this might be the saving grace if
know.
we all bought Scarlet and Violet. If we all went to battle, you would have no fucking idea the 6 Pokemon I'd be walking into battle with, and
True.
I feel like that would be so fun.
Yeah,
Like
I'd be going
I
blind.
throw
for sure.
out a fucking space machine, and then you're like, here's a fucking building.
You got a billboard.
I got a billboard Pokemon.
Can you battle in the new ones?
I assume so, yeah.
I know you can trade, so.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, maybe one of these days. We'll see. When my daughter's old enough to play, maybe we'll probably be on Gen 13 by then. And she'll play Pokemon, and maybe I'll get into it. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, but I'm going to maybe keep this list and try to nab these guys in the game for real, for real.
My memory's...
Making you cough?
Is Tentacruel the big one or the first one?
The big one.
What's the first one?
Cool. Tentacool.
Tentacool and Tentacruel. That's why I was mixing it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Tentacruel's... Well, at least that one, it's attacking that city.
It's a fucking Kraken
Dude.
oyster thing.
Exactly. That one in that episode is like, whoa, can I catch that?
I'm still thinking about, you said Dragonite's just a big fat dragon.
He is.
He does. He looks like a nice dragon in like a children's dumb fairy tale.
Yeah, something from Eureka's Castle or something.
Yes. He's the big bird of dragons.
Oh. Like somewhere between Gyarados and fucking...
What?
What? What's the purple dinosaur from our childhood?
Barney.
Barney.
Yes, that is. Yes.
Like, he's
does
a dragon,
does
but-
not look like Smog at all.
Oh, man.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, hit us up in a WhatsApp group with your list. What do you guys want to pick on your fucking roster? I'm sure we do this like twice a year.
Yeah.
What's your 6 Pokemon? But, if you're in the chat, I want to know. Hit us up.
Yeah, meow. Ooh. I watched Uncut Gems this week. Have you ever seen that?
I thought we talked about it.
I thought you said you didn't really like it.
I didn't.
I really liked it. It had like a very like 80s grimy crime syndicate vibe, especially with the score. It was
I didn't
very
hate it.
Scarface-y
Yeah.
score, which
Yeah.
was kind of off-putting, but I was all in on Adam Sandler. I thought that's him.
Fantastic performance. Absolutely. I'm not going to knock that or the quality of the movie. I just think maybe I was in the wrong mood, and it's so stressful the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, no. It's like there's this always like a scene in a movie where the main character's about to do something stupid, and you're like dreading it, but that's the whole movie.
That's the whole movie. Yeah, he's
so
constantly.
I was just a little anxiety ridden. I think.
No, you're right. And I didn't, like I say, I watched it. I was in and out a little bit, but
it's good for your mental health to not watch it.
I caught like the first 45 minutes straight, and I was watching. I was like, dude, he's going over here making a bad deal, going over here with that money making a bad deal, and then betting this deal, and then you're like, dude, when are you gonna chill the fuck out, bro? Dude. Today I got thrown into the back of a car and beat the shit out of. Maybe I'll just make another deal again. Fuck it. Like you're like, dude.
Yeah. You never. Yeah.
You got Marty McFly.
People live like that.
Yeah.
What? How does it end? Isn't it like a really?
That's where I did zone out.
Shitty ending.
Also, it was during March Madness, so I was like flipping between that and some games.
You didn't watch it.
I watched about an hour and a half of the 2-hour movie. But I enjoyed it. I get what you're saying. It was very like,
yeah.
There was no downtime. You're like,
no, right, exactly, right. Yeah, it was like a blast beat the whole time. I mean, I wouldn't say no to watching it again. Since we last recorded, the Oscars happened, and I don't usually watch award shows, but
caught up. It froze there. We're good. We're good.
I don't really watch award shows, but it just happened to be on, and I was just, scrolling during the commercials and then tuning in a little bit. I feel like I want to watch all of the movies that were nominated. Wow, that was wet.
I'll tell you something right now. I don't give a flying fuck about any of those awards. The Tonys, the Oscars, the fucking Medusas. I don't give a shit about any of them. I seriously...
the Garys.
It's crazy because...
The
like,
Jimmys.
If a metal band got... what do they call them?
Grammy for music. BTM got nominated one year.
I would be happy, but at the same time, I feel like they're not doing it because of the music. They're doing it to honor metal for offhand reason.
Definitely like a whole to-do.
I hate it. It's like, to me, it's like not legitimate. It's never legitimate. Like what should be winning, what's the best stuff going out, is never going to be top. It's what's most popular at the time.
That's interesting because I usually feel that way, and I usually don't watch them, and I just catch the recap afterwards, and Will Smith slaps somebody. No slappings this year. That was good. At least, I don't know. It's too long, dude. It's like an hour pre-show, and then
bunch
it's
of
3
artists.
hours long.
It's a bunch of artists patting each other on the back,
yes,
giving each other awards when there's other artists busting ass out there. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I do not like that shit at all.
I agree with you in almost every case. Honorable mention to the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. Those were always awesome.
Yeah.
And usually that is how it is. But I feel like out of all the nominations that were going on all night, 2 of them were independent studios, like A24 Studios. The Whale with Brendan Fraser. And did you ever see that Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No.
So good. And then there was a new war movie, All Quiet on the Western Front, which is a German film, in German.
Okay.
And then there was an Irish film. So I feel like it wasn't like Marvel and Lord of the Rings and stuff. There was a pretty wide range. And Avatar obviously won like best effects. That everyone expected.
Probably because it has the best effects.
It does. But it was just interesting, the combo of films that were up there. I guess it wasn't typically what I expected.
Still.
And then Spielberg had a movie up there, whatever. John Williams was chilling out at 91 years old.
Still how I feel.
Yeah.
Is they put those other films in because they wanted to break the mold.
Maybe.
We've got to bring something else in. We've got to nominate something different. Why? Because we want to be different. Not because it's good or we want to honor. I don't know. I feel like there's always like a string to something else.
Maybe.
Like it's a great movie. Well, hell yeah. But, well. Or like Brendan Fraser has been at the top of everybody's fucking news story.
Yeah.
And I feel like they might have just wanted to honor him because he's at the top of the fucking, like, I'm sure the movie's great. I'm sure he does his job really well. and I do want to honor him because I do think he's actually a authentic person.
Yeah, he's had a whole roller coaster.
But
too.
I feel like they wanted to do that to pat themselves on the back. Hey, look what we did for him. Hey.
Yeah.
Because he's at the top. They want those fucking clicks and they want
because he's trending.
Yeah, no, you're right.
They made his movie win. Yeah,
but at the same
that.
time, I'm glad he's getting it because it means something to him.
Yes.
So
and
I'm happy for him.
The supporting actor in Everything Everywhere All at Once is the little boy from Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And he won Best Supporting Actor. And he was like
Data from Goonies.
the best day of his life.
Yeah.
And he was on cloud 9 and he was like crying and made this whole speech.
But in the back of my head again, they know it's going to mean so fucking much and we're going to get a crazy reaction out of him. So let's honor him.
Well, not always. I mean, they still gave Avatar Best Special Effects.
I know.
No one cares about Avatar. Yeah. Black Panther actually won Best Costume.
I started the Black Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. Don't say anything. I haven't started it yet.
And I really can't. I have no stance. I watched like the first half hour of it, and then I had to move on to something else. So
yeah,
it seemed fine, but I'm excited to kind of dig in a little more.
Yeah, it's on the list. We ended up watching Godfather because I just finished the book like a month ago, so it was fresh. So I kind of wanted to rewatch it. And it's,
dude,
70s, movies have gotten a lot better. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
I respect old films, and obviously I know it's a classic. And the performances are great. Like, you can't knock that whatsoever. But when you're used to new movies and you go back and it's 1971 and you watch like some of the special effects and the sound design.
Sound design's probably the worst.
Dude,
like
there was a scene where Sonny was beating the shit out of this guy. And the sound effects were like he's bashing him with a trash can, and the sound effects are like punch, punch. Like the light, I didn't even think there were sound effects on
There's
it.
just a guy saying punch,
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 punch. So it's just wacky, and the whole Marlon Brando with the jaw. I don't understand why he did that. I don't know. I don't want to shit on that.
You don't like Marlon Brando?
I don't dislike him. I just don't understand the character choice of like the jaw and the. I'm gonna make it off of a camera fuse.
That's a character. He's got fucked up jaw, right?
No.
What do you mean no?
I just finished reading the book.
So?
I swear there's nothing about.
That's how he
like
talks.
the Don is like he's the leader, but he's old and his jaw's fucked up and he can't talk. It's like he's a commanding presence and he's a fucking savage.
So you wanted more of like the father in Succession?
No, I was just surprised at the choice. Like I said, I don't hate it. Obviously, it's a classic. Like that's one of the main things that anyone references from any movie in history.
Yeah. I'm just more questioning because I've never heard anyone bitch about Marlon Brando in that.
Well, it was just
like you
surprising
bitch about everything else, but
it was a surprising choice because I watched them all like 4 years ago, or whatever.
Yeah,
and I was like, that was just part of it. Yeah, it's cool. And I'm not saying.
So you're upset because it didn't match the book?
Well, I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm curious as to why that was a character choice.
I think it was Marlon's choice.
No,
yeah,
he walked in with cotton balls in his mouth, and he was like marbling on purpose.
Maybe that's
warbling. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Mumbling.
I'm not a filmer. I'm not a film expert.
I'm
not a filmographer.
And
you're an Academy Award expert.
But I don't like awards, so I denied it.
Anyways, all that to say, a lot of the nominees
Fuck Marlon Brando.
Good. Marlon Brando sucks. Overrated. And I want to watch The Whale and All Quiet on the Western Front and Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah.
What?
You're right with the I know I just bitch about the awards, but it is a good opportunity to like put random stuff out there in front of me. And the one example was Parasite. Like I would have never heard of Parasite.
Yeah.
And since it won an award, I was like, oh, it's on fucking Netflix. Let's watch it. And it was one of the craziest movies. It's great, man. It's intense. Like it doesn't watch intensely. Like it's not like on the edge of your seat.
Is it? It's not a scary movie, is it? Because I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell from like the cover art and the stuff.
It's almost like you can't categorize it. Like it's goofy and witty at the beginning, and it takes a dark turn, but then you start feeling like it's That's why I can't even explain it. I loved it. I really did. I've only seen it once,
I haven't seen it yet.
but it does
It's hard
like
to watch a full movie. Man. I'm gonna play Pokemon instead.
it like sets itself up to be one thing, and then it just goes blop. Nope, we're doing this, and you're
Yeah.
like, what?
That's how Everything Everywhere All at Once is.
But in a
crazy.
theme wise, not like in even a story turn. Like things happen, obviously, and
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
it's almost like the theme changes. Like you're watching a family movie, and they're kind of just like a poor family, and then something happens, and you're like,
Wow, that sounds exactly like Everything Everywhere All at
what
Once.
the fuck is happening?
That sounds exactly the same.
There's some twists and turns as
That's weird.
movies do.
It's not a thriller at all. It's more like a weird martial arts special effects fiasco.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to explain. But anyways.
Don't explain
Star Wars was not nominated for anything.
Good. It shouldn't have been. What the fuck happened last year?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm thinking of... I mixed the TV shows and the movies up sometimes.
They're different things.
There was more award shows than I thought is what I'm trying to say.
Is there an award for strictly series? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's the Emmys is all the TV shows.
Okay.
Oscars is movies, Grammys is music, Tonys is musical theater, or Broadway, or whatever. Travis is gonna kill me. Golden Globes, I don't know what those are. Also TV,
Boxing.
but different TV.
Golden-
Boxing?
Golden Gloves.
No, man.
Ah.
Anyways,
Yeah. Okay, Mando.
we've arrived.
So, as a recap of our feelings about the first episode, what the fuck was that?
Set up Snooze Fest.
Snooze Fest. Yes, it was a snooze
I was
fest.
re-listening to the episode last week, and as we were
Trying not to.
revolting about some of the things, I just couldn't help but think how horrendously stupid the IG. What happened to our camera? Shit. Well, I'm still recording audio, so if you're listening to this, then I don't know. Did YouTube cut out or something? Battery's charged, right? Let me take a quick peek. Mopar, entertain the ingrates.
Hey guys.
What the fuck? I assume you can still hear us if you're live, but it's just...
Yeah, Witch Hunter.
Oh, the battery's dead, even though it was plugged in and charging.
Something must be disconnected.
Well, I'll put the screensaver on, and we're just going to do audio for the rest of this. Ugh, no wuckus. So,
Snooze
yeah,
Fest.
the IG-11 thing is the dumbest, most pointless idea.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
and I'm saying that because it's going to roll into the start of episode 2 when he goes to Tatooine to get his droid, and Peli says, "You're never going to find one of those. Even the Jawas can't find one." Blah blah blah. Here is this famous astromech from New Hope. You should take that one.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, it was
It was
R5.
the one that has the bad motivator.
R5, yeah.
So-
I don't know why. In the moment, I thought R4, but that R4 is Obi-Wan's.
Yeah.
And when she said R5, I thought, oh, okay. I thought it was one thing. Okay, I was just mixed up. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. And I don't know. It's like, here's this famous droid that there's a new version of, and it's IG, and I reprogrammed, and blah, blah, blah. And he's self-destructed because it's part of his protocol that if he's going to lose, he needs to self-destruct so that nobody can like take his parts and learn how to rebuild him. But they rebuilt him into a statue. And then
Let's
he's
use this
going to
guy-
get his memory chip, and he's like, we can't. He's like, I have to have the IG. I have to have this one.
And then
it has to be the same
20
one.
minutes later, he's
Then
like,
she's
all right.
like, no, here's the R5. Oh, okay.
He needed it for his fucking... You got to take T4 and KOTOR, man, just to open that door, and then you throw him aside, man. You're done.
True.
Um,
So I hate to like narrow out a very, very specific thing.
but you literally just set that up.
It just
and
doesn't
then,
make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of that? You could have went with episode 1, not mention, like, look at the statue. Oh, cool IG, and then move on, and then still go get a droid from Peli. And it would be the same thing. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Are you still massively annoyed by Peli? Or
I despise that character.
I just don't think she fits. Like, she's there for a viewer's purpose only. She's not there to build around the story. She's not there to add anything. She's there just to be a fucking goofball
Yep.
and fuck Jawas for comedic
Dude,
relief.
She is getting freaky with those Jawas.
And you're
dude.
like,
how is she gonna play them off?
like if you added anything and you were just a goofy person on Tatooine, fine. But it was like, it's clearly she's put in there to like make us feel something, and it just doesn't work. She's
irritated, is what I feel.
Here we are.
Yeah.
She's like on that border. Like I get it, but no, I absolutely no. But the idea might have been some. Fuck her. I don't like her.
Nope.
Kill her off. She should have died in Boba Fett.
And even Cara Dune, like, I never thought her acting was like precision, but the character made sense, and why she was rolled up with Mando in the first place, that all fit and made sense. Peli just feels forced.
You're right. Go ahead. We don't have to bitch about her more. You're right.
I'm glad you asked.
I want someone to challenge us and be like, "No, Peli's there for this."
Peli's hilarious, dude.
No, she's not. Go ahead. I think you feel worse off with the second episode than I do. I thought it was
did.
if the second episode was the first episode, I feel like it would have been a decent launching point because we would have been finally on Mandalore. We got to see the fucking mythosaur.
Yeah.
He does. It's like, oh, we got in trouble. Oh, dude, that devil robot. What did you think about that devil robot that took?
Yeah, like the freaking little miniature Grievous thing.
When I first saw it, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, whoa, let me just take a step back. Because, like, there's droids everywhere. We had to deal with Grievous and be like, oh, that's fucking awesome. So I'm like, okay, fine. An abandoned entire world.
Yep.
And there's a little droid that's just trying to live, and he gets to that point where he's like, oh, I just fucking built a tank around me. And, like,
yeah.
I'm like, fine.
It's cool.
And the action around it, I was like, dude, this is actually pretty fucking cool. He whips out the Darksaber.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Something's actually happening. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're both talking about the same episode, so it's fine. Nah, that was a cool little thing. It looked the vibe of it felt a little more like Aliens or something.
That's kind of why I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
It was less Star Wars.
Right.
Which I was like, oh, finally, like.
And it's wrapped around enough Star Wars stuff that's okay. I did not like the fucking
Gamorrean
super mutants before that he gets jumped by. They looked like something out of Elden Ring, honestly.
Why are they there?
Because he needs to get attacked while he's walking down a hallway explaining the plot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just weird. That was a big complaint about the prequels. It's like, oh, it's just people walking down hallways and explaining things. And I feel like that's all of what episode 2 was. It's like they're just walking down this mine shaft and talking about the plot.
It's also a bit of a stretch that Grogu's in the middle of this fight and then just floats away, goes back to the fucking castle.
I was cracking the fuck up. It looked like he was an old man in like a hover round, just zooming through.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Don't underestimate him.
I know.
It's not like he's...
Don't forget, though, Bo-Katan is on one of the moons of Mandalore, I'm pretty sure.
But
so
yes,
it's not
so she's close.
Far-fetched.
She's close.
He's not going to hyperspace or anything.
It's in the same system.
Yeah.
She's the one thing out of the second episode I was like, dude, she's a fucking savage.
Yeah, dude.
Not only does she save him, see the mythosaur,
but
her ship is one of the coolest ships I've ever seen.
Yeah. I love that ship.
I love her attitude because she's questioning everything. She's been through shit. You can feel it. She walks into something. She's like, well, yeah, you got attacked. The fucking things are right there. Boom, boom. There they are. Like, do you have your eyes open, Mando? What the fuck are you doing? Like, oh my God.
Got that begrudging thing where she's like, none of this makes sense. The religion's stupid. All my people left me. Everything's fucked. But then, like, I'm not going to let the guy die. She jumps in, has to save him, and then on the process
he's never done me wrong, even though, like, I don't believe in what he's doing. Like,
right,
the dude's fine.
Yeah, exactly. He's an honorable man. He's honorable, at least. But then, yeah, in just trying to save his ass, she's like, oh, yeah, maybe everything's not fucked like I thought it was. Give me that Darksaber, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was Bo-Katan was the only good part of episode 2, in my opinion.
I like that droid thing. I have to rewatch it, but the droid thing's fine. The mythosaur? What?
Sorry, I mean like character doing something.
I thought the
Obviously, the mythosaur was cool.
The adventure aspect of like refinding Mandalore, seeing the city, and I know some of the really, really deep Star Wars fans were like, "Oh yeah, that's part of the city from the Clone Wars and all this shit."
Yeah.
I didn't recognize anything.
Yeah, that's out of my memory now.
But the fact that it's there's nice, and I feel like that would be badass if I did recognize shit and be like, "Oh my god, shit's blown the fuck up! Look at that." Yeah, I was fine with. I was much happier with the second episode than the first. I didn't feel like it was a complete waste of time. He got somewhere. He did something. He got trapped. He finally got to his destination of the living waters, which I think is a really cool. The living waters might bring a little more than we expect.
Yeah, we see in episode 3 that it is not just a puddle.
The fact that the living waters contain the living mythosaur. God damn.
The living myth. Is there only one then?
Probably.
They banging down there?
See, but so this is what these are the seeds that have been planted that I feel like are obviously going to be it's going to end up someone's going to ride the fucking thing. We know that.
Yeah, we saw Boba Fett.
It's just
Someone's
like
gotta ride
a
it.
terrible copy and paste of okay, in the second episode of Boba Fett, we've got to put a Rancor so he can ride the Rancor later in the show. And you're like, dude.
You're going to wake your kid up with that reaction.
But it's like.
But that's how I feel. I agree with you.
It's
That's
a
how I
copy and
felt.
paste of that. I feel like that's exactly why they put him there.
That's how I felt the whole time I was watching that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, but.
Now, do I want to see a Mandalorian ride a mythosaur? Sure.
Yeah.
But that's seriously how excited I am for it now. Because it's like, yeah, I know what's going to happen. It's not a surprise. The surprise was seeing the mythosaur, but now that we've seen it, we know where it's going.
Yeah. Yeah, the fan service, there's such a fine line. All right, this is pretty much all we talk about when it comes to Kenobi and Mando. Is like, it can be done tastefully, or it can be made to feel like a video game where you unlock an achievement, and the achievement is fan service.
That's what. No, you're right.
You're like, okay, you sat through this episode, and here's the mythosaur. Good job.
Yep. I agree. I feel like it was a step forward. The first one had nothing to do with anything.
I think they could have combined episodes 1 and 2 into like an hour and 10-minute opening premiere.
To end on Mandalore.
And that would have been, if they could have edited it differently, made it a little faster paced, those should have been one episode.
This is what I because you're right. You're right.
Mopar's doing the Italian.
But I'm putting these episodes together in my mind. So he goes to the fucking Mando cult. You're not one of us. You take your helmet off.
Yeah, now we're kind of phasing.
So he goes to Bo-Katan and says, "Hey, tell me anything about Mandalore. I'm going there." Well, this is this and this is this. Fine. He gets to Mandalore with a robot that maybe Bo-Katan gives him. That we don't have to fucking go to Tatooine.
Jesus.
First of all, he went way the fuck out of his way.
How long does this shit take?
You're in the Mandalore system. If you're at Bo-Katan's place, dude, 25-minute drive, you're on Mandalore, but instead you went to fucking Tatooine for an R5.
Yeah, dude. That's like, I got to get groceries. I'm going to go to LA.
But the first episode, cult, done. You're not one of us. Bo-Katan, whatever. The living waters are below this place. Here's a droid. Good luck. Don't die.
Yeah.
Lands. Gets captured. End of episode.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit. What the fuck was that?
There we go.
Start off with Grogu getting away, going to Bo-Katan, getting his ass saved, seeing the mythosaur.
Yep.
But you could stretch that out a little more.
We totally could.
And make that the second episode. The end of the second episode is him seeing the mythosaur.
Yeah.
You could definitely. So the other thing I did like was, I don't know why I pointed at you like that.
Maybe I should re-edit
The other thing that I did like was the historic lore dropping when they were getting into the living waters area, and she's like, "Oh yeah, see the original Mandalore." his scriptures or his books right there.
Yep.
His eyeglasses right over there. He couldn't see.
And she thought it was bullshit for sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's a plaque apparently by the first Mandalore that the fucking Mythosaur and the Darksaber.
It's all bullshit. And then she sees the thing. She's like, what does that plaque say? What's this date?
let me double check this. Fucking Mandalore historical marker.
Yeah.
Now, episode 2 allowed us to get to episode 3, and for that I will say thank you.
You talk about episode 3 first, and then I'll tell you how I felt. Go ahead.
We got flipped reactions, I think. It's funny. I only have one complaint about episode 3, and I'll say that after I say this. The opening,
What was the opening? I don't.
they get out of the mines, and then they're getting raided by interceptors.
Yes.
The fucking dogfight was incredible.
Dude,
That was some of the coolest flying and dogfighting I've seen in a long time.
it felt like the series started.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're under attack. They bombed my fucking castle?
Like, that should have been the opening of episode 2. As you said.
The bombing of the castle was brutal. I didn't think they were going to go that far.
And we still don't know exactly who that was, right?
I'm assuming it's the remnants of, because everybody keeps saying the First Order, or not the First Order, the New Republic, is getting started. Do you support that and all this shit? But clearly on the Outer Rim, remnants of the Empire are fucking shit up still.
Well,
Go ahead.
what someone said in the review that I was watching was, I think Bo-Katan even says, like, who in the Imperial Remnant would have that big of a fleet?
Yeah.
Fucking Thrawn.
Making
I mean,
moves.
if Gideon isn't, well, I think maybe they mentioned Gideon escaped or something.
Yeah.
Maybe who's Gideon's boss?
Thrawn. Yeah, for sure.
If it's not Thrawn, then that's probably him with that fucking armada coming to bomb Bo-Katan.
Prince Shizor.
Yeah, that was savage, dude. That was savage. That's just like
felt like
salt
something,
in the wound, man.
Something finally happened.
Yeah.
We've watched 2 full seasons of Mando.
Oh, stuff happened. Come on. You mean 2 episodes?
What?
Or 2 seasons?
No, 2 seasons. What really, really happened? You blew up like
We
some...
met Baby Yoda, and
Sure,
he's on his
sure,
journey to become
sure.
a Mandalorian.
You're right.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't change anything.
Well, what I
Finding
would
him
like
doesn't
them
change
to
much.
remember is that is the core of the story, and they keep forgetting that. They keep just artificially creating scenarios for Baby Yoda to use the Force and then zip away in his little hover round.
I mean, Dark Troopers stole Baby Yoda,
Right.
brought him to the ship. None of that mattered because Luke showed up.
Moff Gideon and all the cloning stuff.
I guess in my historical brain, the bombing of a place is much more heavy than like stealing a child.
Yeah,
That
but
sounds ridiculous, but
Baby
in the
Yoda.
grand scheme of things, like
Yeah. I wouldn't say that nothing happened in seasons 1 and 2.
that's not what I meant. I'm just saying the bombing of Camino was one of the most epic things I've ever seen, and we got to see that at the end of Bad Batch. But that was like the end of an era. They are wiping history away.
Well, we're starting an era here.
You're right.
We're moving into New Republic era. So they're
But
doing
Thrawn
a lot
doesn't
of,
want it.
They're doing a lot of creation stuff instead of like recapping stuff. So I'm okay with it. But it was brutal, perfect. Consequences. That's what we need.
But that's where I was going with it. We
Yes.
haven't really had any consequences
Right.
in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
We've had IG-11 blow up. He blows himself up, fucker. I hate him. Kuil dies.
Part of his protocol.
Kuil dies. This is the biggest consequence.
The
Cara Dune got canceled.
The consequence was supposed to be Mando loves his son enough to let him go train as a Jedi, but they undid that in a different show. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I listened to last episode, and I know I complained about it then. I'll keep this time short. I can't let it go. It makes no sense. It's like you finish A New Hope, and you come back, and Han Solo's dead, and Luke Skywalker is in charge of the rebellion. What the fuck happened? That's what it would feel like. It makes no sense whatsoever. Anyways,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be a consequence, and now it's not a consequence.
I feel like there haven't been consequences.
And that's the weird trick is like, I'm happy that Grogu is still there. I'm happy that he decided to be a Mandalorian instead of a Jedi. That's a really cool twist.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen in his show. It's just weird. Like season 3 could have all been many scenes of Grogu training and Mando on his own, still doing bounty hunter stuff, like missing him and like angsty because he doesn't have his kid, and then they get reunited by the end.
Yeah, I guess everything's kind of been like personal consequences. Like, I have the Darksaber now. That means this to these people, and it's like, oh, okay, but that's still like you have it. You could lose it to someone else. When like it's,
Yeah.
But blowing up a temple is like that forces someone's hand. Now Bo-Katan's going back to the fucking cult.
Yes, exactly.
And you're like, all right, well, this is gonna. Decisions were made outside of everybody involved.
Yep.
Like was it a personal attack? Was it an attack on Mandalorians? Was it an attack on her family? Was it just an attack on Mando? Was it an attack to try to kill Grogu?
Yeah, sometimes Imperials like to be dicks.
Like
How did they know? Were they tracking him?
Yeah.
A lot of potential. Who's this motherfucker? What are you talking about, buddy?
What are you doing right here?
Watch your commentary for The Phantom Menace, and both of you said it was horrible at the end, and it was your least favorite. Now you say you love it. Yes, I had a phase where I hated the prequels, and that's when we did those commentaries. So we should probably redo them.
No, leave it. It's dog shit. Dude has spikes.
Delete Star Wars.
Darth Maul has spikes on his head. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
2 lightsabers.
2 lightsabers.
No, I think it's funny. I mean, those were... Shit, dude. We recorded that 7 years ago.
It's one of those notorious... Yeah, because didn't we start with episode 1?
No, we started with 4. But I'm
that's
saying
right.
we did all that at my first apartment where we started the show.
Yeah.
So that was like 2015.
Yeah.
I talked about this on the show. I mean, it's been 9 years.
You had an awakening.
We've been different people across 9 years. But yeah, I had like a year period where I hated the prequels. But I'm gladly I'm over that now. But thanks for calling me out on that. I need that. Everyone needs that once in a while. Mando needs to be called on his shit. Filoni, you need to be called on your shit sometimes too. I'm looking at the camera as if it's on, but it's not.
We're talking to nobody.
All right, anyways.
Talking to Gengars over here.
So all the Mando stuff in 3 was awesome. The dogfight was great. The bombing, it was tragic. It sucked.
Yeah.
Drove Bo-Katan back into kind of a frenzy with the cult people of Mandalorians.
With arms wide open.
And then we circle all the way back at the end of the episode. And they come back. Din is giving the living waters. Everyone's a little hesitant. Like, yeah, it's bullshit. You didn't go there. It's poison, blah, blah, blah. And then the armor's doing her thing. This is the way. I'm so sick of her.
It's the laziest.
I'm so sick of her.
Why does everybody else listen to her?
It was really cool in the first season and a half.
Yeah.
But it's just getting old. Anyways, they're all good. She pours the living waters into her forge, and it does like some weird sparkling.
It twinkles.
It tinkles like Beskar or something. I don't know. But it's magic. It's magic.
This is Mythosaur piss.
It's not water. It's living waters.
It's just Mythosaur piss. You found it.
Mythosaur came in this water, and that's what we use to make our weapons.
You calm down.
What?
So that was all great. And then
Is this dinosaur cum? Is this what you brought me?
Totally.
You want back in our club because you brought us jizz.
what do you think they put in the Darksaber?
Jism is goo.
Don't crack the hilt open. It's gonna leak.
Jesus. All right.
I like that Bo has kept her helmet on since she went to rescue Din.
That was an obvious thing to me.
Yes, but the fact that we can get some emotion and know what she's feeling by a nice little slow zoom in on her, even though it's just her helmet, very tasteful.
Yeah.
Because we saw what led up to that, and she has some consequences, and now she's rethinking.
Isn't that funny how we view emotion from a Mandalorian standpoint is how the camera reacts to him?
Yeah.
If you slowly zoom
The
in.
camera is telling us how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're slowly zooming in, it's probably an intense feeling. It's probably borderline anger.
Yeah.
Or if it's a sharp head turn. What?
All the Mando stuff was good. What do you think about our homeboy?
All of a sudden, we're in fucking Andor.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
how I felt.
Yes.
As soon as we got to the scientists, I was like, oh.
How about we open on the Opera House? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That was badass.
It just all of a sudden, it was a switch. And the first thing that went through my head was like, finally, some scenes without Mando. Like,
Yeah.
we're finally getting somewhere else. Like, Mando and Grogu are great. They're obviously number 1
Yeah.
and number 1.5.
Yeah.
But to get anywhere with the story, we need to introduce something else. We've had 2 fucking seasons
Yeah.
of these 2. They met each other in the first episode.
We got Luke Skywalker. I mean, come on.
You're right. But we never went with Luke. He was there with Mando.
Yeah, we went with Luke and Boba Fett.
Dude.
Yes.
I was so happy.
Coruscant was awesome.
Because I felt like, oh, look, another string of
Consequences.
well,
I'm all about
another plot line that's
Yeah.
we're gonna eventually intersect somewhere else, obviously. But it was like, oh, okay. They pulled him from the first season. Perfect. He was a timid bitch. Perfect. Everything kind of fell through, but did it? Did it, bitch? We're back on Coruscant where nothing else matters.
Yep.
Nothing else matters.
Yeah, I'm rebuting that that article or whatever that we read a couple weeks ago that said Mando is not going to open up the New Republic era the way that it could, the way that like the Clone Wars did for the
We're there.
prequels. I'm rebuting that already in episode 3 here. Just this mere little tangent on Coruscant, I think Mando is going to start with a small story about father and son, and it's going to expand into really leading us over time all the way up to episode 7.
Is there only 7 episodes?
What?
Oh, episode 7.
The movie.
I'm about to have a
The
fucking
Force Awakens. Sorry.
palpitation over
The
here.
Force Awakens is what I'm talking about.
Emperor-
Over time, we
Emperor
probably got a couple more
palpitation.
seasons left. Anyways, it was cool. My only critique about this episode,
Yeah, go ahead.
I really wish we would have been cutting back and forth between storylines. I don't like
Yeah.
that we opened and then we stayed with Pershing for like 40 minutes.
It was a bit odd. You drop a bomb literally, and then you just like, yeah, but look at this guy, and you're like, okay, like
Yeah.
let's tie something together. The story writing's a little still jumbled.
Yeah.
I'm happy we made the jump, and Coruscant is as beautiful as ever. It looks just like Andor.
Yep.
I
No,
like
not just like Andor.
what?
Not just like Andor.
Well, I mean the living quarters, the lights,
Yeah, oh,
the
yeah, I see what you
neon
mean,
shit. It's just like Andor to me, which is nice because I like seeing it. I even like the little splashes of this is the fucking peak of a mountain. The
That was
crust.
sweet.
The crust is so far away. This is the peak of the tallest mountain on the planet. And you're like, dude, that's fucking cool. You want to touch it? Don't touch it.
No touching.
The train kind of fumbling around, whatever. I didn't like the duo, the Pershing and the other officer. I thought it was kind of fumbling around.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was weird. And then when they did she turn her back on him? Like I was kind of
Well,
confused at the end.
This is why I liked it, and this is what I want to talk about. Because in the previously on Mando, they showed her when she was on Moff Gideon's ship. There was like a little cut of like her kind of doing a salute or some shit. So
I missed
I
that.
was waiting for a turn the whole episode, and at the end when it happens, I still don't know if she is fully in the New Republic, but she's still kind of a dick, and she wants to just like make sure everyone is behaving.
Or if she's undercover for the bad guys.
I thought the whole time she was undercover for the Empire, and she's going through the whole amnesty program, and she's, I don't know, trying to recover intelligence or like
delete intelligence.
Fuck over the New Republic.
When Pershing was in that fucking CAT scan and she cranked it up, in my head I thought he's a loose end
Yeah.
and she needs to delete what he knows.
Not to mention she has the little treasure chest from the ship that he was getting all the cloning medical stuff from. So yeah, she's like still loyal to Gideon.
The crazy thing is both make sense still.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yes. Yes, it's good. It's good. We have consequences and we have multiple threads to follow.
Yeah, because either way, if she was with the New Republic, you would want to delete this fucking dude's mind
Right.
and get rid of his work. If you were on the dark side, you'd want to delete this fucker's mind and get rid of his work because no one else needs to know.
Yeah, Palpatine hasn't come back yet, so don't let it out of the bag.
I'm
love that.
kind of worried at what mental state he's gonna be going forward because I don't want to see like Like him trying to relearn everything. You know, was I a
Oh,
cloner?
I don't know. I don't think we'll see him again.
You think he's dead?
I don't think he's dead.
They killed him.
But I think that was kind of like a cap of his storyline. His brain is wiped. It's like Men in Black, the fucking flasher.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be pivotal going forward. They spent a lot of time for him not to be. But maybe, so you're saying they're gonna transfer to her now, and she's gonna.
That's the vibe I got.
Okay.
But I could be wrong though. You never know. I mean,
she's like, can I stay and torture him? Sure. That's why I was like, yeah, fuck it.
brutal, dude. Brutal. No, I thought that was the whole time. I was like, she's undercover. She's undercover. She's undercover.
What? And when it gets the fucking biscuits, and you're like, all right. I thought.
Well, she is undercover, but from one side or the other.
Yeah. Regardless, she's undercover.
Yeah.
I thought when the biscuits were dropped off that she was trying to recruit him.
Right.
Like, see, this is what you missed.
Right.
This is what you wanted.
Right.
Let's go back. Let's start to work again.
Yeah.
It's not bad if no one knows. Let's get on this train, bitch. Let's go.
And let's talk about complicated, nuanced storylines. The whole amnesty program idea is awesome. Because that was the thing that was always so weird. It's like Return of the Jedi is over and they win and the Empire is gone. Oh, but not really. And the New Republic, the Empire's gone. New Republic is, gaining power. They're putting things in order. But it's not a clean break. It's not like all of a sudden Leia's in charge and everything's cool. The amnesty program, the whole idea of that and kind of incorporating the Imperial officers,
Yeah.
I think is so interesting. It's not just like a fucking happy dance on Coruscant. You know what I mean?
It seems like a legitimate process post-war.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Which seems like someone thought this out. I feel bad saying that, but it feels like they're like, okay, a war just ended and there's a government we got to set up, but there are still these people kind of in the, like, we got to figure, like, what would make sense.
The problem is I don't know if the showrunners conceived that or if that was part of a book and they just kind of, boop.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. All good stuff, though. I thought it was great. That's my only critique is, like, the Pershing stuff started to get a little, like, Book of Boba Fett cheesy at times.
Yeah.
And I think cutting back to Mando and Bo and then back again a couple times would have made that not feel as awkward.
Does it fully end with her doing a mind wipe, or does it fully end when they get to the Mando cult?
After she does the mind wipe, it goes back to them
okay.
landing at the cult, and Bo-Katan's like, oh my God.
I was borderline expecting them to, like, butt heads.
Who?
Bo-Katan and, like, the arm. Like, I thought there was literally a fight gonna happen.
Well, she saw the Mythosaur, dude.
She's a believer.
Yep.
I don't know. In the back of my head, I was like, dude, a fucking Mythosaur. And then I remembered how they write stuff, and I'm like, someone's riding that bitch in 20 minutes.
Someone's gonna ride that motherfucker.
Which is okay.
Hey, nobody rode the Crate Dragon. Not yet, anyways.
Yeah. The other thing I will say is the terrain, the planets have been fucking spot on.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan's castle and the land around it looks so cool.
Except where's, like, her butler, dude? It's just her and that droid.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just literally by herself.
She's just sitting on that chair all day.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Must have a nice seat warmer or something.
Jesus.
Yeah, there is that kind of aspect. Like, Vader's just in his castle. What is he doing? Kind of breathing.
Well, at least he's got servants and stuff.
He makes Zoom calls.
People are coming to visit him. So, yeah, I mean...
Where do you see this going?
I think all of the Mandalorians get together and they all go back to Mandalore together by the end of the thing. And the Mythosaur busts out of
What
the
about
caverns.
the next episode? Because we've got these seeds planted of post-Imperial remnants.
Right, and we're not used to, at least in the Mando season 1 and 2, these tangents with other characters. So I don't know if that was like a one-time thing or if now that is going to be a regular part of the story.
It needs to be a regular part of the story.
I agree. I mean, we have a really good sense of who Din Djarin is. Like, he doesn't need to... Obviously, he's going to continue to grow as he learns more stuff and Grogu grows. But we don't need another full season to figure out who he is as a person.
We don't need another 5 fucking minutes. We know who Din Djarin's in.
Yeah, he's Mandalore.
We've seen more.
Calling it.
We've
I don't know if it's going to be season 3 or 4.
We've seen more than 2 seasons worth. He's been in Boba Fett.
I know.
So-
I know, man.
The issue. I feel bad saying
It's Din
this.
Djarin, man.
I'm over Din.
What?
I'm over him as a character.
Okay.
What?
I'm not taking that back. I am. You can't
main character.
understand how happy I was to see Pershing. And it's like, dude, he's
I
like
was too.
He was like a whiny, I don't know and you're like, oh, this is fine because it's different. I know what Din struggles with. I know that he wants to protect Grogu.
I mean, I
know he wants to support the fucking cult. But we've known that for 2.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened.
I mean, he was getting a little too much like the armor at times.
Yeah.
I need to go to Mandalore and bathe in the living waters. Like, I get that. But now that he's done with that, he can be Din Djarin again.
What's his quest right now?
Well, we don't know yet. He bathed in the waters. That was part of his quest. So now he needs a new quest. So the armor's got to give him a new quest line.
Dude.
He's got to go back to the hub world and see Grief Karga and get his next mission.
I feel bad. I wish there was
I hope he does an autosave beforehand.
I wish there was something interesting about Din.
I think
that was pulled through. Something that he made a bad decision. He fucked someone over when he didn't, or something from the Bounty Hunters Guild that he shouldn't have done. Something to carry through. At this point, it's like, oh, the guild likes him, and Bo-Katan likes him, and Grogu likes him, and
dude,
Luke likes him.
Gathering his party before venturing forth.
And it's like, okay, but where's the turmoil? You look at Han Solo, and even though he's laughing and making jokes, he's clearly a damaged person. I feel like we've gotten to the point where Din's not even damaged anymore. He's just kind of like, I gotta raise this fucking
well, we
kid.
just saw the conclusion of like a mini quest line of his
with the waters.
Yeah, he's been talking about that for a couple episodes, and now he did it. So now we have to see what is going to come next.
Yeah. I know I know he's gonna be the leader. He's probably gonna help make the decision of,
so
hey,
there's
an Imperial remnant
that
fucked us up. Maybe they're targeting Mandalorians. We should probably all
bunker down,
group together. But again,
that'll be the next conflict. Bo-Katan's in. They need to figure out what they're going to do. They're all going to be grumbling with each other.
That's a Mandalorian conflict.
I'm going to figure this out.
I feel like Din Djarin's a shallow character.
No, dude. No, it's not.
I'm just throwing
He was a
out there.
bitch head bounty hunter, dude, and now he's got a son.
He yeah.
I think we're gonna.
But what?
Going back to what you asked.
He had issues with droids. That was kind of his big thing. That's the character development I'm looking for. For how simple that is. He didn't like droids because his fucking family was killed by droids. Oh my god, great.
Right. He got over that.
Here's an IG-11, here's an R5, and here's that.
Yeah, that was season 1.
Here's a pit droid.
Yeah.
I know, but he overcame that. Now, what is his carry? What is his?
And then season 2 it was Grogu, and then now it is his place amongst the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Back to what you said about what's going to happen directly in the next episode. My little prediction. I think we're going to find out who bombed her castle and who the fuck that is, and we're going to start getting seeds into the Ahsoka show and what.
We're looking at episode 4 already. We better fucking find out.
Yeah.
Something.
That's what I said, man.
I know, but if we don't, is my point. We're
will.
going to be 5 episodes in and not even know what the fuck the bad guy is.
We will.
We're better.
I hope we cut to Boba Fett at some point. I don't want to go back to Tatooine, but I do want to see my man Tamara Morrison.
Can you order 67 on the Mandos? Jedi are wiped out. They don't even fucking exist anymore.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest issue now? Well, I've heard 50 Mandalorians have grouped up on this planet. Well, let's go bomb one of the fucking castles.
No one's heard that. They're in hiding.
There's an informant for sure. Grogu.
Yeah, some like Cad Bane would know, but he's dead.
Cad Bane. Poor Cad Bane.
Not poor Cad Bane. He had a great run, dude.
Poor Cad Bane. No, I know, but he's dead.
They should have let Palpatine die, and he would have had a great run too.
What's
somehow Palpatine returned?
What's the chance that they go pick up Boba Fett on the way?
I think it's only 5 out of 10, but I'm
That's 50%.
I know. I'm geared up for that. It's one out of two.
Do you think Boba Fett has some type of knowledge or something about him that will help the Mandalorians as a whole?
I just think...
Or is he literally just going to be an additional gun for hire because he's a Mandalorian?
I think Mando is going to be in charge, and he's going to have Bo-Katan on one shoulder and Boba Fett on the other shoulder as his like small council.
Dude, that visual would be badass.
Yes.
See, I guess I'm trying to like categorize Din Djarin as a character. And the closest, and this is still a long stretch, the closest thing I can come up with is Jon Snow. Where it's like,
yeah,
he doesn't really want the throne.
Right, but he's the best one for it.
But he has the fucking Darksaber.
You gotta do it, dude.
And he's got a foot in the door with each side that's split.
Yep.
He's got ties with the Jedi. He's helped out Boba Fett, who's probably one of the most notorious. Like, everybody in the galaxy, when they think Mandalorians, probably half of them think immediately like a devil bounty hunter, and that's Boba Fett.
Right. Well, they're going to try to make a new name for themselves, that's for sure.
But Jon Snow didn't want the throne.
Correct. Mando doesn't either.
If we get to that point, will they give him the throne, and will he have Boba Fett? And so you're the one that set it up. I wasn't there.
No, that's how Game of Thrones should have ended. That's what I'm saying. Jon Snow should have been the king. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but if he doesn't want it,
then he should have it. If you want it,
what about the cripple kid?
He should go to the wall
with the third eye.
He should be his advisor. Bran should have been his right-hand man.
It almost makes sense.
And Sansa runs the north. Everyone's happy. He's got Bran and Tyrion. How can he go wrong? For real.
You were so mad.
Such a blunder.
I haven't watched that season at all.
I know. Just that one time.
Season 8.
Yeah, it's a bummer, man. Anyways, that's you're right about him being Jon Snow. I think that's where we're headed. It's like he's an outsider, but he gets it. He's honorable, but he doesn't take anyone's bullshit. And he's split right in between like the traditional and like the cultists.
What is your, and we can end on this, what's the chance that the armor takes her fucking helmet off?
0.
I think it's going to happen.
What's the chance that she dies in battle and Din takes it off and looks at her face?
And it's Thrawn.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow Thrawn became a Mando.
No, I don't. I mean, that would be stupid.
But my reasoning behind it is I feel like he's tearing down these unnecessary moral pillars.
I disagree.
Where
he just went back to the
Bo-Katan-
cultists, and he's like,
But Bo-Katan had this vengeance against these cultists, and now that she was bombed, she's like, well, fuck, they're the closest thing to family, even though I disagree with them. I feel like the same thing's going to happen, that the cultists' morals are going to be, quote-unquote, bombed, and she's going to have to take her helmet off and realize it doesn't fucking make a difference.
I mean, that'd be interesting.
I really don't, for how cool you kind of set it up, where like looking at a Mando helmet, you can still feel the emotion.
Yeah.
I don't want to go the rest of the fucking season looking at Mando helmets and not seeing people. Like looking at Vader's mask is fun
For a little while.
but Kylo Ren is fucking savage.
Well, if you get your wish and we have more characters involved,
Boba Fett's gonna have his
it won't
off.
be as monotonous.
And maybe that's the grenade that gets thrown in there. They're gonna go pick up Boba Fett, and he's gonna make fun of these fucks the whole time with his helmet off, and he's gonna be like, "Look, I run my own fucking system,
Right.
and I'm still a Mandalorian.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
probably more Mandalorian than all you fucks,
Yeah.
even though I'm a clone."
100% Mandalorian, bitch. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I see what you mean. Like, there is danger that Din could get stale if they don't do something. But I think that's the whole point of getting the Mandalore and the, I almost said Krayt Dragon, the Mandalore and the Mythosaur stuff out of the way. Is that now we can figure out what his next conflict is.
We're looking for the true enemy, and we've got the little sprinkle of was she undercover for who? And we've got the bombing.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, these have to be tied somehow.
Right.
How are they tied and who's behind it? Because we talked talked about Moff Gideon, who's the other wild card, and I didn't catch it.
Karga made some sly mistake about there's rumors that he got captured in transit to his prison or something like that.
And was let out.
Something like that.
I like that idea.
Like he got rescued or
he's
something.
too important. Thrawn's like, we need that fucker.
Well, I mean, think about Homegirl wanting to close loose ends with Pershing knowing about the cloning stuff. If they know Gideon got captured and not killed, they want to tie that loose end up too.
Or use him
Whoever's
still.
above him wants to make sure, because he's not in charge. I mean, he had his own little
just the
section,
threat, the threat of
his knowledge.
Well, not only that, but the threat of losing his knowledge. I feel like Gideon is he's more than ankle deep, where Pershing didn't know how the technology was being used, so he's actually expendable.
Right.
Gideon knows all of it.
Yep.
And he's too valuable. So they needed to steal him in case the New Republic was like, oh, what the fuck did you do? And then they start finding shit out.
Yeah. All right, quick predictions. We definitely see Boba Fett. We definitely see who's leading the Empire, whether it's Thrawn or whether it's some other weird faction. We definitely see Gideon before the end of the season.
More tentacles.
More tentacles. Someone rides the Mythosaur. And some Mando that isn't Boba Fett will take their helmet off. I don't know who it is. I don't think it's the armor. I think she goes to the grave. We don't see what she looks like.
Yeah, but I feel like the big blue bastard, the one that's butted heads with, the one that has actually fought Mando in Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He might be the one to take his helmet off and be like, you know what?
That's usually how it goes.
The number 2.
Yep. Some big strong man is like walks up, looks like he's gonna fuck somebody up, and then he's like changes the tone. He succumbs. He takes his helmet off. He's like, everyone, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, he's got lazy eye. Helps me see.
It's Jon Favreau.
Is it?
Yeah. The voice at least is. I don't know if that's him in the suit.
Oh.
I assume it is.
Good day, Galaxy. We appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Sorry. I got the faders wrong. That one started a lot louder than I intended.
I'm okay with it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
What?
Hello? Sorry the video cut out. I don't really care that much, though. I'll charge the battery next time. I think it's your fault because you move stuff around.
Yep.
I'm just blaming Mopar.
I would.
It's Filoni's fault, dude. Blame Filoni.
He didn't write good enough things for me to charge batteries.
All right. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. Join the WhatsApp group. Boop.